And we are live. Anya Kinnane is in the house.
Thanks for having me.
How are we doing? And you good?
Yeah, good.
Good. How are we doing, Danny?
I'm good, but before we start the pod, why are you wearing a hat this episode?
Whoa, hang on.
Yeah.
We've been here. I'm on what?
Are you going bald?
No. I've got hair. No, I've got hair. It's not going bald, okay? Whoa. We've stood here for an hour and you've asked nothing about the hat and you asked me.
I had to wait for the
saving
perfect.
it.
Yeah,
100%. No.
Woolly hat in this
No. I'm not going bald, right? It's not a baldness.
I paid for that.
No, it's not a baldness thing, right? So I was going to go to the barbers. There was a power cut.
Yeah.
So I can't cheat on the barber and go somewhere else, okay? So I have to respect that, them the rules. So I had to whip the cat out of the car.
No, I understand that. Yeah.
Well,
Red Sox?
Yeah. Lots of Red Sox. Yeah. But it's not a baldness thing. Clip that, it is not a baldness thing, okay? Just so we know. But enough about my hair, okay? So, Anya, lovely to have you.
Thank you.
For those who don't know, where have you been? Anya is the current manager of Farnham Women, who are flying, by the way, at the moment as well. We are going to delve back into Anya's career, how she got into women's football, how she ended up at Farnham as a player, her injury issues, and how she became manager. So, I suppose the best way to start about this is your teams you played for. Well, research has said you've got London Bees, QPR, MK Dons, and of course Farnham.
Yeah.
Where did this journey start?
Such high ones as well.
High teams.
Honestly, I started playing football when I was about 8, and I played for Denham United. We played them at the weekend. So that was my first. The first team I ever played for was Denham.
Chloe Kelly's team.
No, but I have played with Chloe Kelly.
This is
yeah.
But I was at Denham and I was there for a season when I was 8, under 10s, and a bunch of the girls got sent to Middlesex Centre of Excellence trials, which is kind of like the JPL, I guess, equivalent now. And I never got sent, so I went home to my mum and I was like, "Mum, all these girls have been sent to this academy thing. Like, why didn't I get chosen?" So my mum signed me up off her own back. And it was actually like Rachel Yankee that was going to be the coach for the under 10s. And at the end of the trial, she basically came up to me and was like, "Oh, like, you did really well today. Like, I was really impressed." And so I went home. I was like flying, buzzing.
The name got straight away.
That's it. And then like a couple of days later, they were like, "Yeah, we want you to sign for the Centre of Excellence." And I stayed there from under 10s all the way through to under 17s. And in that time, played with like a load of really good players. And that, like, Chloe Kelly was at like Middlesex for a season, and I played against her when she was at Arsenal as well, because that's the teams you play against. And then from there went to London Bees, was a link club to Middlesex. So I went from being 16 years old straight into like women's football, and it's a massive jump. Like there was
especially at that level as well.
Yeah, there was no gap. They had a reserve team, which then I went into, but still had some really great players that are still playing like National League or like Championship. Went from under 17 straight to that women's football, and it teaches you a lot, kind of thing. So I started my journey at London Bees, I would say.
So fair play to Mum, by the way.
Mum.
Shout out to Mum.
Mum calls hell, right?
Yeah.
You're getting in there.
She's like that. She's very passionate about football. Like my brother plays, and she's always like, my mum and dad always taking us to where we need to be, weekend, week in, week out, like rain, shine, whatever it is, always for what I've been playing for 20 years this year. Right. So yeah, lots of support, and so yeah, that's where it really, really started. Was London Bees for my first like adult.
Yeah, that must be so good to be able to start at such a younger age to have that confidence and that growth.
Yeah, pressure as well.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad because there was like quite a few of us. There was about 4 or 5 young players that went to the development team, or the reserves, whatever you want to call it, and that you're playing with the first team as well. So as a centre back, I wasn't as big as I am now, not as strong as I am. So I was like really tall, really skinny, and I'm going up against this like 30-year-old striker, and I was like, "What in the world?" Yeah. Like, and that's where I learned a lot.
Did you hold your own? Because you've got a
you have to. Yeah. You have to, and I struggled a lot at the start, but then you get stronger and you get used to it. You realise that the women's game is so different to like kids football, and then
read it as well.
Yeah, you learn to read the game more, and I think that's why, as a centre back, I've been like a bit successful, is because I'm quite game smart. Like I understand that I'm not the quickest, but how can I combat?
Read the game.
Yeah, quite well. Yeah, I would say like people would say that about me if I was
Because we found a couple of younger team coming through now. I don't know if you've seen this yet, and the levels you're on, but the younger team coming through now, the kids are 15, 16, they're trained in a way where they hold their own now because of the development of women's football. I remember we played a game. I mentioned it before in a pod. think played all shot academy in their first ever game when they were just starting up last season. 15, 16-year-olds. We're like, look, be a bit lean on them a bit. They won't want that. They won't want to get involved. These kids will lean on your back and then come through you and go, yeah, I'm here. Do what you want. Yeah. And that's the difference in football now changing, where these kids are coming through because it's such a level they want to get to. They've got to stand out.
There's aspirations now. Like I'm 27 now. When I was younger, it was like you didn't really have many people to. You did, but it wasn't at such a big scale. Yeah. And now
everyone's saying that as well.
It's massive.
And also because women's football's getting so much bigger, more girls are wanting to get into it, and then obviously more academies are being made specifically for girls.
Yeah.
I suppose at the age of 8, 9, there wasn't too many female footballers to look up towards. And because it's not like it is now. The Russos, the Beth Meads, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
down then, you just sort of there's a couple, 2 or 3.
Yeah, there was only maybe like you'd only know about 4 professional players really that were playing for England or Arsenal, and they were like the ones you kind of looked up to. And that was it. Yeah, and I don't think I knew any centre backs that played. Like when I was younger, I didn't. There was no one that I looked at and was like, "Wow, I want to play like that."
Yeah, you know to look up to.
Yeah, so yeah, that's definitely changed a lot recently, especially. Yeah.
Right, so you were at London Bees. What was your next club after that? Was it QPR, FA Dons? Where did you go?
I then went to QPR. I have to get it right. I can't remember. I went to QPR and I was there for a season. That then kind of changed because there was like changes in. It was QPR, then there was QPR Women, right? So QPR was in like the higher league, and then QPR Women was different. So that then changed to like Hounslow CB.
I know,
and that, so that is where that changed, and I was like, I don't really want to stay. Like, let me find something else. So then I went to MK Dons for a season. I got pretty ill, like at the start of when I signed. I got glandular fever, so I was like knocked out for about 3 months, and I just never worked my way back into like the starting position, and it was quite hard because there was like 6 centre backs. It's a big squad, and I didn't feel like there was much. There was never any way that I was going to get back into that starting lineup. Like, no matter how hard I tried. That was it. Like it was done. So I'd been asked to join Ashford for quite a few seasons because I knew the manager. He was one of the managers I had at Middlesex.
Yeah.
So that's kind of that link of how I went from MK Dons and went to Ashford. I was like, because at the time they were asking me, they were in Tier 7, and I was like, I'm a bit young. I don't really want to drop that many leagues at that time. And they were in Tier 5 when I joined them. Yeah. So it was about time that it was like, okay, I'll help you get into like.
Yeah, for those who don't know, obviously, I'm a Chelsea boy, and Ashford Town women always had a decent women's team. They've always been quite up there, Southern Region. Yeah. And they've always had even now they're still going strong now.
Yeah, they're back in Tier 5 at the moment. I think a lot. Well, we was in Tier 4 last season before last, and a lot of the players that were there left, just due to like support from the club wasn't the greatest, which is like the reality of a lot of women's teams. And then I was offered kind of like a position at Farnham. I played a couple like behind closed doors friendlies for them, just doing a favour to kind of my brother's mate at the time. And,
so your brother, Ryan Kane?
Yes.
Yeah. So just a quick stat for those who don't know. Rebecca, our producer, gave us his stat, and I'm pretty sure she's right. You're the only brother and sister to captain your teams in your women's the FA Cup in general.
That's a stat and a half.
Yeah. I don't know if that's true, but like,
it
was posted by like the FA Cup like official Instagram account. So
you got to take that as a stat, right?
So obviously in the same season, I think that it's like
in the same season.
So he's been the captain at Farnham for a couple of years now. He obviously transitioned.
And they're flying as well.
Yeah, back-to-back champions at the moment. They're top.
Playoffs at the moment as well.
Yeah, they're close. I think they've had a couple of really hard games recently where they've had they play so many games. Like I don't know how they do it. They're playing Tuesday, Saturday. Saturday. Like when do you train? When do you recover?
Yeah, like, and there's some money in that league as well. You've got teams like Walton Hersham, Chelsea Town, Reading, you know what I mean? Going for it. There's some big teams in there as well. So to be where they are, the back-to-back promotions as well as it is.
Yeah, they're doing a great job, and that's just down to the management at the club. Everyone's so involved in it, and that's when you have backing from the background. Kind of, it helps a lot, I guess.
Yeah, is that how you found out about Farnham through your brother then?
Yeah, so I knew they wanted to make a women's team, and I was at obviously Ashford. We was in the National League. I was like, I don't know whether I want to kind of do it, and they was like, just come play some friendlies for us behind closed doors, like evening games. I love an evening game. So I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh,
It's
I
the best.
absolutely hate it.
Oh, it's the best football, like under the lights on a Wednesday night. Yeah, no, it's nice. So yeah, when I played like 3 or 4 games, and that's when I first met Much, who was on the pod, and that's kind of how we first met.
So Muchie, I think you know Muchie.
I think I know Much. Yeah, my little personal assistant.
Muchie asked, what was the main reason to drop down the Farnham? Was it to be with her? Was it?
I'll say yes for her.
Yeah. What was the main reason for coming? Was it a challenge?
Yeah. So we got to the National League, and there wasn't much backing from the club, and the support wasn't there, and that's kind of what I was looking for at that time. And I was speaking to a lot of different clubs. I guess at the end of the season, and they asked me to come play some games, and then they were like, yeah, like we'd love for you to kind of come and start the transition of going from tier 7 to tier 6 and trying to get back-to-back promotions.
Yeah.
But the main decision was definitely the support that they have in the background, not the managers, not the coaches, but everybody else that's behind, the secretary, the chairman, like everyone that's involved with the club just loves the women's game. They'll all come and watch, they'll get involved. And that was like the main thing for me. And it took me a while to make that decision.
Yeah.
I remember I literally went swimming one day, came back and I wasn't joining. I joined quite late. And I messaged the manager, I was in Costa, and I was like, oh, screw it. Like, yeah, I'll just do it. So I just texted him and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And that was it. And that was the end of it.
So that's phenomenal, because these are bits we don't know. No one knows.
Yeah.
Because you had Farnborough around the corner, you got Friendly Green, you got Bad Shortley as well.
Yeah, no, I've never actually heard of many like Surrey-based clubs, just because I'm from West London, so I've always played like London leagues, and so I know like most of the teams and everything that are London South East National League. But so some of the teams we play against, I'm like, I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm just coming to enjoy it really again. So yeah, Farnham was just, they were in the right place at the right time. I got asked by the right people, and
sometimes it is just that.
It is. Yeah. But everyone that we've spoke to about Farnham has something good to say about it.
Yeah.
Like no one's got anything bad to say about it. Just from the support and the opportunities that it gives players. And
the opportunity was just like the right one, and that's really kind of the decision that swayed it.
Were you offered captain from the outset?
No, I wasn't. We had another girl that was there, obviously, because I joined quite late, and for me, it's like, I don't really care who's captain. Like, I'm just going to shout no matter what. I'm just quite a loud person on and off the pitch. So yeah, in the situation, I was just like, I don't really care if I'm captain or not. I'll direct from the back. No, not at all. I was never really offered it, and then I was like vice captain, and obviously when our captain wasn't playing, I would do it, but it doesn't really change anything. Yeah. You still talk, you still communicate with everyone the same. And then when the captain then left, is then when I took over to be captain as well. So yeah, it was.
So when you were coming to Farnham last season, obviously first time as a women's team, what were their aspirations set out? Obviously, so for those who don't know, Farnham last season won the league, played 16, won 15, lost 1.
Yes.
Only lost, I think. Am I right thinking? Last game, you already won the league by then?
Yeah, we had.
Yeah, so So were your aspirations or by the club, was it to go and win that league? To show your dominance?
Oh yeah. Like the first thing was like, we have to win the league. We'd like to win a cup as well. We got to a cup final. It went to penalties. Like, it was an unreal day. I don't know if you've seen like any of the highlights or know what happened.
No, we should have done
that. So basically we won the league. We got to a cup final against Brentford. A lot of my mates from Ashford were at Brentford, so I knew quite a few of the girls. And it was 3-2. It was the 95th minute, and we got a corner, and so I scored in the 90th minute to take it straight to pens. And then it was, and then there was like 30 seconds after that goal, and it was final whistle penalties. And it was just, we didn't take great penalties, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I went first, scored my penalty, our second penalty taker scored, and then after that they just were smashing it, smashing in theirs. We lost 4-2 on pens, but just the experience of like getting to that cup final for a lot of people that hadn't have done it before was like super important for the progression that we have this season as well. Like, we want to win that cup final this season. So it kind of like set us up right, but it's always, we want to win the league. We want to keep improving. Like, that's just how it is at the moment. And that's
it gives you that extra fight as well. Like 100%. Just losing on penalties, you're like, right, we're going to do that.
Like losing on penalties always sucks. Like it's a 50. It's not 50-50, but it's always like someone could take a really dodgy penalty, and it's just like, what can you do? You can't change it, the pressure and all of that. But so that was.
So you were starting up at the same time. Me and Daniel was here started our swimming club, so we're both going at the same time. And we heard you might be coming in our league. We're like, just don't give them in our league, right? Get rid of them, send them up. We don't care. And then you went up to the Prem, and we were like, okay, we don't know how they're going to be. In our heads, it's another team in the area putting players with Frimley Green, Badshot Lee, Aldershot went there, Farnborough, because we'd come from Farnborough. And then your first game of the season, before any league games, you drew Farnborough in the FA Cup.
We did.
And I remember us saying, God, I tell you what, Farnham, that's going to be our game for them. We want to play Farnborough. Just come off the double-winning season, Cup and League. And I remember we had a game, everyone was going to go, let's see how Farnham get on. 2-0 at half-time, 1-6-0.
Yeah.
That was a statement. We all went, oh my God. Right?
Yeah.
But did you expect to go out there with the squad you had to basically steamroll them, 6-0? It's a statement in the area.
Yeah.
These new kids just come on the block.
It's like a mic drop, isn't it?
Yeah, look what we got
here.
Yeah.
It's like Farnham. That's when I learned about they're like local kind of local teams and
That was Farnborough's first game in the FA Cup as well. Obviously, taking money aside of it, as a chairman and the board, always like go, look, if you win a couple of games, you can earn a couple of quid at this FA Cup one, okay? So for you guys to come in and go, 6-0, boss.
Yeah, it was. I remember it was so hot that day as well, and I don't do well in the heat. I'm like ginger, it is,
Thank you.
And I don't do well in the heat, and I was actually stuck in Amsterdam till 3 o'clock in the morning, and I ended up getting my flight got cancelled on the Saturday. It's a whole story.
And so I was
3 o'clock in the morning. I'm stuck in Amsterdam. I'm getting a train from Amsterdam to Brussels, Brussels to Paris, Paris to London. Got out of London to drive down to Farnborough and playing the game straight away.
That's dedication.
It was a mad day, and I remember just being so hot. I was so tired. I'd had like a cheese and ham baguette. It was the only thing left on the train, and then we went out and absolutely smashed it. And I think maybe I was up for a while, so I was like, my body was just ticking over on adrenaline. So ended up the team played really well, and we scored some really good goals in that game. And everyone just works well as a team, and I think because players were picked kind of to join, it made it a lot easier for everyone to kind of blend as a team, especially at the start.
That's interesting. You say players were picked to join. So was it like an open transition, or was it like I know these players I want to bring in as such?
Yeah. So I think I don't really know the whole story, but obviously I had links to the club through my brother, so they asked me to come, and then there'll be like a group of 5 other girls that came that the manager knew, and then it was like the assistant manager knew some people, so they plucked people and blended it all together, and then we'd obviously played 4 games. Friendlies behind closed doors, and that was where we really met everyone. Then we've been training and stuff like that, and a few extra people came in from trials, which then boosted the team again. So we found quite a few good players at trials as well. So since the start it's been quite like
a lot of the girls that started there now, or a lot moved on.
There's
good question.
There's quite a lot of girls that have moved on.
Is that because of the
Not really. Everyone fitted into that tier last season. Like everyone could play in it. Everyone was good enough to probably play higher as well. But sometimes it's just like another club's comes to look at you, and they give you maybe a higher league, and then especially young players, they get kind of just tunnel vision to let's go play in a higher league.
But rather than the bigger picture of where it could go.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those, like, you might have players that then come back in 2 seasons because we're now in the same league as where they're at. So it's
trust the process.
Yeah, exactly. Got to build it.
That's what I keep saying. I trust the process.
Yeah.
I don't know where the process is sometimes, but I trust it. So obviously you beat Farnborough 6-0, and you started going on these runs, winning games. What was the mentality like in the change room? Just you've got to keep going one after the other, but you weren't just nicking them. You were going to town on some teams as well.
Yeah, I think at sometimes it was actually really difficult to keep that momentum going because you're kind of then expected to go and beat teams by a really high number.
Yeah.
And for me, it's never about the score; it's about like the performance. I know like no one really remembers how you play; they always remember the result. But I found that a lot of our performances then at the end of the season were going downhill. It was like we'd won the league already. We were like, oh, we're playing in a cup game, a semi-final we lost, and then we lost like 2 weeks in a row. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, we need to keep that, but not every single person has that drive. Like, they think we've done it. They think we've done it already.
Yeah.
And maybe it's I'm like a teacher as well, so I'm like drive, always like.
Oh, you're a teacher?
Yeah,
oh, you?
Teacher. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So always
That's
trying
another one on the pod. They're all
teacher on chest.
You've got that stare at players when they do something wrong, just.
Yeah, no, I'll say it. So yeah, I just think it got a bit towards the point of everyone was kind of, yeah, we've won it. We've smacked teams 10-0. Let's just like put a foot off the gas a little bit.
Yeah.
You never really want to do that, but we got the job done in the end and won the league, and that's really what the main focus was. So yeah, it was. Yeah.
So we spoke before we come on the pod. So after Christmas last season, you were just starting to struggle with injuries a little bit, right? Hamstrings and everything.
Yeah.
Was there any time of you to think, do you know what, I need some time off on the sidelines, or were you just like, I'm playing through this? Well, Danny, how many times have I tried to get you off a pitch? I'm fine.
Yeah, don't work. Yeah, I think every
I
did training last night.
I did my back. Oh no.
She's walking
being
like
tall.
that.
Being tall's bad. I'm telling you. Yeah. No. So around Christmas, I felt a niggle in my hamstring, and I was like, oh, I'll be fine. It'll be fine. And I was. The day before I was flying to Australia, I played in the Middlesex rep game.
You get about, didn't you?
I do. I fly about. I was playing in the Middlesex rep game up in Essex, and I just sprinted for the ball, and I just felt my hamstring, and I was like, oh no. So I only played to the half. Carried on playing, obviously, to the half time. Got subbed off. I was like, nah, that's bad. And it took me about 3 months. I had a tendonitis in my hamstring, high hamstring. So I had to have like shockwave therapy. Got really good physio, so I was able to come back in a good amount of time. But yeah, it was a lot. It's difficult because at that time we were only training once a week. So the thing that we then had to do was a 5K run during the week.
I heard about this.
And
we've had the time about this.
It sucks. Like, it's a Tuesday you've trained, it gets to like Thursday and you're like, oh, I've got to go for this run now. Like, oh my God.
Is that every week you have to get the 5K done?
Yeah, and you have to post it on Strava. We had like a group. And like sometimes it would just be, like I really got into the running. I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So I then like overtrained. I then went in, did like training, then a run, then a run, then a run, and it would be like, oh, it's too much. My body's not used to it, and you don't realise because you feel fit.
Yeah.
But then your body's not kind of keeping up, and so that's how that kind of came about. But after that, it was absolutely fine. Got back for the important games at the end.
Yeah, because a couple of players have said I do 5K runs and everything. But if you come in and that's your norm, that's the levels you want players to be at as a minimum.
Yeah.
Just as a training,
Yeah, so there was like, at the start of the season, there was like a specific time that you had to run it in. And it started off like easier and it would get like a little bit harder.
I'd sprint it. I'd be like, I'm too competitive.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't work.
I'll stick on the dog.
Yeah. Well, Muchie's time one time was proper quick. And I was like, you've been on a bike or something. There's no way you ran that. There's no way. But she just runs and runs and runs. She does. So I kind of believe her, kind of don't. Yeah.
Take her for a word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, so obviously you won the league last season comfortably. So we're going to move on to a lot of Farnham in the second half of this season and your injury management. But what was your expectations this season? Were you expecting to be top of the league and where you are now? Or was it just come in, see where you are? Because you're pretty doing well, all right. You're staying on this league as well.
Yeah, personally, we recruited quite well in the summer, and I just thought the players we have this season are a lot stronger, a lot more technically able. I would say like around the whole team, and the intensity has really increased since last season. So I didn't really expect us to struggle. I thought we would do really well anyway, just by the players that we have. But obviously, you've got to then blend in a lot of new players, and it does take a while for like your brand new front three to work together. Pretty much only one player in our front line is the same person. So it takes some time to get used to linking up with each other. So we have had some slow games. We've had some like games where it really clicks.
Yeah.
You're still balancing kind of between that. So.
But even coming to watch you the other week, we're like, I said to Ben, I said, this level is insane. Just how you pass, move. And we're like, just 1-2s. And I was like, it's so good to see. Yeah, the
focus in training recently is we've never really done like passing patterns and stuff like that, and I'm quite a big fan of them because it gets you moving off away from defenders. It gets you popping the passes, and you can see it in the games that we're now playing. The link up play is really, really good a lot of the time. So it's just like getting more consistent with that and doing it week in, week out to make sure it does go onto the football pitch as well. Not just we do it at training and you never see it.
You don't see it,
like it's pointless. So you've got to keep doing it each week to make sure that we actually go and do it.
So you made an interesting point then, excuse me, about recruitment. You got us, Friendly Green, again, we're not on your level, Friendly Green, Bachelor Lee, Aldershot starting up, Farm reflecting. there's such a catchment of teams in this area, and some high-level teams as well, actually not far away. How have you found the recruitment this season? Have you gone out and selected players, or how have you managed to get players to come and knock on your door and go, I want to play for Farnham? What sets you out from Farnborough, Frimley Green, Bachelor League?
Honestly, I couldn't even tell you because I haven't been involved in it. Like, I was just a player. Like, during the summer, like, I'm doing my thing, doing my pre-season fitness, and then I come back and we've got, you have trials, which is normal. You get some players from trials, but then also you get people that are plucked from places, and I don't know where they come from. Who signed them?
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth, like friends of friends, or I know someone that would be really good. So I think that's just kind of how it went. But the player at the time, I was just kind of going with the flow. Like, we've got new players.
So this is interesting. Right? Being a manager, and when I bring new players in, I see other players' reactions. Right? If you got a couple of new centre backs coming in, what's going through your head? Are you thinking, are they here for my position, or are you thinking, this is mine? Good luck.
Exactly. Compete for it. And I think coming from like that higher level where nothing's ever given to you, you have to play the best and be the best to actually stay playing. That's an essential part of football, especially when you get higher up in the leagues. You're not just playing for minutes at that point. You're playing to win. So you want to play the best players, the best team. And I think that's where the transition from like step 5 then to like National League step 4 is you will be on the bench if you're not playing well. And that's the reality. So
in my head, mindset as well.
It's always just been like, just work really hard, play really hard, and if I'm on the bench, I'm on the bench. But when I come on, I'm going to do a good job. Like that's it.
That's interesting. That sort of comes back. If we go back to the first part of this pod, where you didn't get selected for the Centre of Excellence, and then you had to go there and earn it.
Yeah.
And again, twice over. So you've had that from a young age to go, I'm going to get this and I'm going to run with it as best I can.
Yeah, I think it's just from that. It's just like you learn small things year in, year out, and. At the Centre of Excellence, they used to give out contracts at the end of every season to specific players they wanted to keep. And I was never given a contract. So like the last season I was there. Yeah. So when I was like 16, I was given one. So I literally, I had to retrial every year to like prove myself to get back in. So I think just in my head, it's quite a natural thing to just want to go out there and do my best anyway and like actually earn it. Because it feels good. Like once you've actually earned something, it feels really good to get, playing time and see that. Kind of
you're like, I worked for that.
Instead
of it just handed to you on a plate. And you're like, I've put in days' work, years' 100%. Work, and I'm like, it feels better now than I've actually got
exactly,
it.
Because we've got quite a few. We asked the Q&A. We're going to come on to that later on in the second half. When we asked for Q&A for yourself, that's the most we've ever had coming questions for us from so many different people.
I had to tell my mum. I was texting my mum and said, "Stop asking questions. Stop asking."
We're going to do a whole hour on mum's questions. But one of the things I wanted to ask yourself was, what you've learned over that, do you pass it on to younger players coming through?
You try to. I feel like there's not. I have a like centre back I've been playing with, M, who's like on normal. If everyone was fit, she'd be like my partner at the back, and she's only been playing football for not long, and she's unreal. Like she'll put in a crunching tackle. She's quick. She can read the game quite well, and. Yeah, just giving like if it's in a game or in training, like just going over and giving a little bit of information like here and there. I feel like just doing that to like each player, like even if it's not my position, I feel like I know. Like we've got quite a few young players and they're very influential. Like you can say to them to do something and they'll go and do it perfectly next time.
Yeah.
So yeah, just dropping in like every now and then like things that they can do is essential. It's like why wouldn't I if they're my team? I want us to do well. I may as well like try and help any way that I can.
Yeah, but you're so footballing smart as well that if you go up to someone and say, try this, try that, they can believe you and trust you in what you're saying. Because if someone goes up to them and be like, I'll try that, but they're not great, then it's like, well, if you can't do it, how can I do it? But
you're coming from a level where you can bring the experience with you.
Yeah, you try. It's definitely something that you try.
Well,
to do.
That's all you can do.
As an experience, like having experience and being like an older player is definitely. Like,
still only 27. It's still in your prime.
My back don't feel yeah, getting there.
So we're going to start at that first half is flown by, right?
Really has,
So the second half, join us in the second half. We're going to go on to Anya's injuries and how she become Farnham manager. Sorry, not Farnham. Farnham manager. We don't edit anything, so that we can stand in, and then we'll go on to the 72 questions from Anya's mum. But join us in part 2. Right, and we're back. Welcome back to the second half. Just quickly, Rebecca, our producer, keeps telling me, and I keep forgetting, please click the like, click the subscribe button as well. Also, by the time this comes out in 2 weeks, there is now a His Journey podcast account. We'll be looking to do that in March time. Episodes will be going out, okay? It's going to be dealing with all men with mental health, coming back from football injuries, soldiers who have been injured in war. There's so many different stories that men want to talk about, okay? So that becomes His Journey podcast 1109. That is going to be the one. We'll take it at the bottom anyway, okay? But please, if you can, give that a little look up because it'll come off the back of my story. And we were quite overwhelmed on how many men reached out wanting just to talk. Not even come on the pod, but just wanting to get some things off their chests. And so from the back of that, we thought, you know what, we've got to be doing this. So men, it's time for you to talk, okay? You're not on your own. So please just follow that podcast and give us a subscribe. Right, so part 2 with Anya. So myself and Danny went to come and watch you. We hid behind the dugouts. Right? I don't know if you saw us. You didn't know us at the time anyway.
I didn't know you at the time.
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's what
Muchie turned around to look at you and I was like, oh, okay.
Who are these two? Who are these two?
Muchie knew everyone behind
Muchie,
everybody.
right? Muchie knows everybody. So we come to watch you. So our game would have been called off because it would have been raining.
Yeah.
We haven't played since '98. It feels like.
It feels like it's been
forever. So we were trying to find a game on, and we were looking up, and we saw Farnham versus Denham Ladies. I said to Danny, this would be a decent game. This would be a tight game.
We had options as well. That week. We were like, what one should we go to?
We were going to go, but this was nice and local as
Yeah,
well. Right?
yeah.
So we had a look. Denham flying top of their southern region, played the same amount of games, won the same amount of games, scored more goals in their league compared to Farnham. So we thought it's going to be a real tight game here. Maybe 1-0 might nick it. So Farnham won 6-1. Yeah. So it shows what I know and how much I'm managing. But going into that game, were you in your head? Did you think it was going to be as good, as comfortable as it was? Was it tighter than that? You took control quick.
100% tighter. I think normally when we're in the changing rooms, when it's just a league game, from like when you win games, it's really hard to get motivated and like be like buzzing for the game. This game, I went into the changing room. I said, if you are not on the ball, they will absolutely destroy you. Like I know a couple of the Denham girls. I played with them at Ashford as well, so I know that they have really good players. They've got some young, skillful players. Their fitness is good. So I think just the intensity from the start to the finish of being in the changing room and walking out for the kickoff, the mentality for everyone was like, yeah, let's go and do this game. And I think that was the difference between the week before where we beat that team 7-0 before Christmas and we only beat them 2-0. Bit of Christmas, legs.
Yeah, holiday carrying over.
Yeah, but no, it was literally just the intensity and like the kind of passion that everyone was showing, the warm up and the speed that we were playing at in the warm up. I was like, oh, okay, we'll be fine.
Yeah, well, we see on like the Instagram of you doing your team talks in the changing room and everything. And I'm sending them to Blaine and I'm like, you do some good team talks. So no wonder everyone's motivated.
That was the best one. I hope that was recorded.
Yeah.
I'm going to get onto our media guide to post that one. That was. Before the game, I didn't even go in afterwards. Like after the warm up, I went in and I was just like, "This is how it's going to be," and laid down the law. Yeah. And I mean, it worked. So, we won.
Yeah. So we're going to come on to how you become manager, but just in that game alone, I came and I watched yourself, and I could see you taking in everything. You were the way you were giving advice on the pitch and everything. The players would come whenever there was an injury going down. Straight away, players were coming in, wanting to hear what you had to say. We couldn't help but notice every player was hanging on to every word. Because you were captain and because they wanted to play, obviously, such a big game and everything. But yeah, to go out and win 6-1 at the start of a new year after Christmas, like you say, does that give you momentum now for this season? Go, look, we are where we are for a reason here.
Oh, 100%. I think you can only build on the week before and you have to keep building. And like I say about intensity all the time, because I kind of know what it takes when you go from tier 6 to tier 5. It's a big jump. Like the teams there are a lot stronger. You have to play quicker, and if you're in bad habits, it's not a good thing to keep going. So in training, it's always like pass the ball, share it. Literally do your job and make sure you are not losing that ball. Get on it, move it. So that's kind of like my football philosophy. Like
train how you play.
Yeah, train how you play, and So and I think beforehand we never really had discussions as a team. It was always managerial staff come in, they say their piece. And we never really discussed as players what was going on. We would together, but once the manager came in, that was it. Now, if I go into the changing room, I'm like, let's talk about it. They're the ones playing. They know kind of how it feels. I'm on the sideline. It looks very different a lot of the time. So I think it's always like, I want to hear what they have to say when people getting injured. How do you feel like it's going? They feel like they're overrun in the midfield. This is why. Let's fix it now. Sorted.
Yeah. to get those opportunities in a game when a player goes down, a lot of managers don't. We get a 2 or 3 minutes here to go, look, how can we, lucky at half time and mini half time, just to get some information to the players and go again.
Yeah.
What we noticed was it was quite a tight knitted group. Like, did that, obviously, much you said you flipped the Guernsey, right?
We did.
I've already got it, right? I think one of the players, someone asked a question.
Someone Alyssa Down.
Alyssa Down.
She did ask what was your best footballing night out.
Was it Guernsey?
No.
Okay.
No, it was with Alyssa Down. We used to go.
That's why she got.
Oh yeah, that's why she got. We used to go. We basically, when we play against Norwich, we would all hire an Airbnb, and there'd be about 12 to 14 of us, and we'd go stay in this Airbnb. Yeah. We'd go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Go out on a Friday, recover Saturday, play Sunday, and then even the year before that, we went out on the Monday again, then came home. On the Tuesday, and them nights out, like they were just so much happened. Like we had a blooded nose, we had an ACL tear, we had literally everything happened on these nights out. They were incredible. But Guernsey was tip top. It was a good weekend trip. It was an amazing
and good bonding for Farnham as well.
The ones at Norwich sounded lively nights out.
They were very lively.
So if you donate £10 to my bank account, we will send you any videos we got of that and send them out there. Okay. And listen, they're going to be decent. Send them money and then we'll sort you out, all right?
Yeah.
So with that Guernsey trip, Munchie touched on it in her pod. From the success of last season, this season, money from the FA Cup and everything, Hugo very kindly, am I right in thinking, covered that trip to stay over?
Yeah, so I think their team paid for your flights.
That's right.
But he paid for like our hotel stay and like a whole meal and drinks at like a place. And it was quite expensive going. It's not a cheap place to go. And he covered the cost for that, and he was like, "Look, just go enjoy it. This is you've kind of earned it, but I want to see results on a Sunday." Yeah. And that was the full stop. Is I want to see that it has worked towards something. And we went and played Guernsey, and that was the best game I think we've played in forever.
Was that the first time in a team you've played in where you've flown to a game?
Yeah.
Because obviously we got Jersey in our league, and just that whole. Going to the airport, flying as a team, going through the airport. It was something not a lot of teams.
No, exactly. So we were lucky that we got to go on the Friday. We had a night out on the Friday. On the Saturday, we went on a boat trip. On the Sunday, we then played, and it was like everything was kind of like arranged through Harry, and I helped out, and so did Martin, our manager at the time, just to organise everything. I think the girls had an amazing weekend, and that really has showed in the kind of weeks on from that. But yeah, it was a great trip and really bonded everyone together a lot. Yeah,
that's decent. We said about that, didn't we? Because off the pitch, do you do team bonding not weekends away, but do you do team bonding evenings or anything?
Well, we haven't. It's hard to get everyone to go to the same place at the same time. Like even training. Let's not get into it. But it is difficult. Like I would say, we always have a Christmas. Always Christmas and end of year, you always do something. Yeah. But I think you should be doing more. But
when you can,
when you can, it's really difficult to get everyone because as soon as they have a free weekend, they're like, let me go see my friends because normally, football takes up a lot of your weekends, and that's the reality of it. Especially when people come from all different places at this point. It's just difficult to really get everyone.
Trying to get them to training.
It used to be like, get me a chocolate bar and all
this.
Yeah,
don't come training, you get me chocolate. That's so fast as well. Listen, I'm paying for this from them.
Yeah.
Right, so you've done Guernsey, obviously. You're starting to move on to this season now. We're getting into November now. And November didn't go great for you. You got injured, right?
I got injured in October, actually. I kept playing for about 2 weeks on the injury.
Typical player.
And so it was in an FA Cup game. I think we're playing against Fleet. I can't remember who it was.
Everyone get him injured at Fleet for some reason.
The pitch was like this.
It's really bad.
It's like doing a hill run to get back into the corner. So anyway, I went into a slide tackle and I hit my knee really hard on the floor. And so I got up and I felt, I just need to shake my leg out. Like it felt like it just needed to click. So I shaking my leg out, carried on playing, whatever. Got to the end of the game, went home, showered, whatever. Bit swollen, iced it. The ice killed it, and I was like, "Oh, that's never good." Because normally they say if you break something and you ice it, it really hurts. So I was like, it's like a knee, it'll go down. It's a bit swollen, a bit bruising. Got to the Tuesday training, started running. It was really clicky, it click, click, click every time I'd run, but it felt all right. So once I warm up, it was good. Played on for that week, and then played on for the next week, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it got to, we played Wimbledon away. That was the last game I played. Got to the Sunday, played the game, got in the car. It's a 2-hour journey back. And by the time I got home, my knee is just like really big. So I messaged my physio and I was like, I need help. Like something's wrong with my knee. It's stable. Like I knew it wasn't like a ligament thing because I could still turn, twist, jump, do all of that. But then I just had this like, I wouldn't say it was that painful, but I had like this pain and this swelling.
Because you've had some naughty injuries in the past.
I have had a few, which I've always kind of just like played on through. And it is being stubborn. Like you just don't want to stop. And with your adrenaline in games a lot, it's difficult to then, once your adrenaline's going, you don't feel the pain as much.
No. Until it hits you in
you
the
know
evening.
that,
until the evening, you're like, oh, that's not great.
Yeah, I should have stopped there.
So I went for a MRI. I went to my physio on the Monday, MRI on the Tuesday, Wednesday. My physio basically messaged me like, "Are you free to call?" And I was at work, and I was like, "Oh, that's never good. Just tell me over text message like what it is." Because normally he'd be like, "Oh, a little bit this, you'll be all right in a couple of weeks." No, he's like, "Can I call you?" And I was like, "Oh God." So I called him, and he's like, "Yeah, it's not looking good. Like you've actually like broke." It's called an osteochondral defect, and basically what it is, I broke the like under part of my femur, so the bone had come away with the cartilage, and it was displaced, so it wasn't like sat in the groove it was supposed to be, and it would like come out of place. Which he was like, you basically need to have surgery. Like there's not really any other way to fix it. We can try and fix it without surgery, but there's no
guarantee.
There's no guarantee that it's going to fix.
How were you in that moment?
I pulled my eyes out.
This is what I was going to say to you, because
my
it sounds like you've been through some injuries before, but you're really enjoying where you are and you're loving it at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. And like I was at work, I pulled my eyes out, sat at my desk. I called my mum. My physio had already messaged my mum because my dad sees my physio too. My brother goes and sees him. So my mum, he'd already messaged my mum saying like, "Oh, it's not good. Expect a call, like kind of thing. She needs like surgery, kind of thing." So I called my mum and she's like, "I know." I'm like, "Oh my God, like what the hell?" And then I called Cheska and March, who are our team, and I was on the phone saying like, "Guys, I'm out for the season. Like it's not good." And at that time, I've been told like 12 to 18 months recovery. So I was like, "Oh my God." So I had my day of crying, and then the next day I was like, "Right, is what it is. Do what I need to do." Booked the surgery. Went and saw the surgeon. Booked the surgery. Had the surgery in November. Halfway through, had a nice long bit off work.
Was that covered from healthcare, private healthcare?
No, I did have to like cost out of pocket, and I'm never ever playing football again without private healthcare.
So this is what I was going to allude to. This is what I was going to allude to, because we've got a lot of players coming through now. I ask this all the time on players as well. If you could give any advice to someone, would it be make sure you get help? Depending if you can afford it and what level you're playing, get that private healthcare. I
think it's so important, especially for women in sport. Like we are more susceptible to injuries, and now I'm like, if I wasn't in the position to go and spend that money and have the surgery done within 2 weeks, I'm waiting the same time as an ACL for that specific surgery, and that's just like a flip coin guess you have to take. And I was quite lucky. My physio had recommended a surgeon, and I got quite a good kind of deal. It was just I won't go back playing until I have private healthcare. I just won't do it. And I've had so many messages of like, people sort you out private healthcare in football and stuff like that, and I'm like, I've never messaged them back, and I'm like, should have messaged them back. It's need to do it.
You don't think it's going to happen to you
exactly
until it happens to you.
So I just think nowadays, like the types of pitches we're playing on as well, like a lot of 3G pitches, a lot of 4G. And then if you're not playing on a good pitch and it's all muddy and boggy, like you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, we had George
on last
and he
week.
was just talking about how different the women's bodies are compared to the men, and we just sat there and we're like, whoa,
it's phenomenal.
It's really crazy. Just the shape, like boots, just anything. It comes down to literally the grass, the 4G. Like it's really not great.
If you're banging into your anatomy and learning about it, the last week's episode that's gone out will be George Gore's. Honestly, it's worth a listen. Okay, what the man doesn't know about the body, you don't need to know. Okay, honestly, he was saying words that I didn't even know what he was saying, and I had to shake my head a couple of times because I'm like, this has gone straight over my head. But he's going to be phenomenal, and he's working with a few clubs in here as well. So if you are looking to get involved with someone, I would highly recommend George Gore. And that's not me dangling for a sponsor, by the way, George. Okay, right. Okay, so you'll come injured, and then your focus was it to just be around the team in the meantime and everything, and then all of a sudden, your manager.
Yeah.
What's happened there? How's that come about? Just like bang.
It was like that for us as well. Like it was New Year's Day, and he put a message in, and he just needed more time for his family.
Of course, yes, understandable.
And that's so the secretary of the club called me and said, like, would you step in? Obviously, you're not playing at the moment. Like, let me speak to the chairman, but that's what we want you to do. And so I thought about it for maybe like
5 minutes.
I called Muchie and I was like,
Muchie's always coming up in the conversation.
She's my personal assistant. I'm telling you, I'll run it by her. And I just.
What you saying, girls?
So after that, I was like, I may as well. Like, I'm not. I was always at training anyway because I think it's just important to be in an environment, get out of the house. Like, I couldn't drive for the first 2.5 weeks. I was like locked quite straight in my brace. So I was walking, very, very waddly and stuff with crutches, but. After that I was just it gave me something to actually like do, and I felt even more involved. And that's what I think, injured players should always be involved no matter what the injury is. Like, come to train and do your rehab, because doing your rehab by yourself is very difficult, especially in your first like month of just doing leg raises and like doing just different variations of that. It's very just like
it gives you a purpose to turn up to training and
be able to... that from your injury.
Yeah, well, at the time of my injury, I wasn't part of the team, so it was so lonely.
That's what you lost the most.
I wish at that time I was part of the team, because then you'd be like, I can just go to training and be around a group of girls and have fun and just have that distraction.
Yeah, you forget about it for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. But so being manager now, you're like, I've got new ideas. On the go.
Yeah. Like I literally have a piece of paper in my car that's got the session for tomorrow in it, because I just thought on the way here that's what we need to work on for Sunday, and I just wrote it down, and I was just like, I'll post that later for coaches and see if they want to do anything specific. So that's always like, I like to ask. So I asked the captain today, what do you think? How do you think it's going? Speak to the players, make sure that you're along the same lines as the players. If they're not enjoying training, then something has to change. I haven't had that yet. But it's been all good. Yeah.
So is that your first time coaching and managing Farnham?
I'd say
That's a high level to come in at. You've gone straight in there, bang.
Yeah, well, like.
Did you feel pressure?
I didn't feel any pressure, to be honest, because I felt like they're my friends first. Like, I'm a player for the club. I'm really good friends with all the girls. Like, I would hope that they have enough respect to like, if there is something that I need to improve on, tell me. Because if there's something you need to improve on, I'll tell you, and that's how a team works. You need to make sure that you're sharing ideas. Otherwise, it can't just be one person.
Yeah,
it just doesn't make any sense.
In my opinion, the vibe I'm getting from you is, like you say, you'll speak to the players at half time. What do you think? You get players in. You're coming at it from a player's point of view as well, while managing. And I think that's so key. You've played the women's game, so you can understand how to give that across.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard transition, because I feel like I do too much shouting. And I'm a very loud player on the pitch, and it's hard to then stop, because like the players on the pitch need to be talking. And I feel like sometimes with me and like Much and the other coaches on the side, we're very loud. So we like this weekend, my role is going to be to step back a little bit.
I thought Denham was all right. I thought he was quite. Well, I haven't seen you in any other games.
No. You should have seen the week before when we had our stats were ridiculous. We scored twice. We had 32 goal scoring opportunities. That's how loud.
When you're 5 and 6 1 up on the box, it's a bit different.
Yeah.
So you came in to be manager, right? We've got to ask it, because he's a Hall of Famer. Well, how did Muchie come into this conversation? How did she come into it? We love Muchie.
Well, the secretary and the chairman on the phone, they know how much Muchie's involved in the club, and she's since the start has always been involved. And they just said, like, would you and Muchie do it? And I called Much, and I was like, this is what they've asked me. Like, would you want to do it? And she's like, I wouldn't really want to be a manager. Like, I'll be there to support you and help with training and help with coaching. And if I need to do anything for you, if we need to do anything, like, I'll do it. But like, your name is kind of going to be there, as well as all the other coaches that have stayed.
Yes.
And it's very like, I must say, like, they are unbelievable. They work so hard, and like coming to training every week in the pouring rain. Every Tuesday it has rained, by the way.
Oh my God!
Since Christmas.
Even last 10 minutes, it hammered it down.
The whole training session
is not coming through the roof.
You can't see the roof. I've been over the roof. Don't worry about
that. But yeah, everyone's done an absolutely unbelievable job since to like make sure everything is sorted, making sure we have everything that we need. Yeah. And it's been a real collective effort, and the support from the chairman and secretary has been second to none. So
that makes your job easier. You can work with the players. Let me do what I need to do.
They basically said, turn up and make sure that we win this league. That's literally was it. And I was like, we'll do that. Don't you worry. I got it.
When you get back to playing football again this season, that you said,
is it this season?
I'm hoping that I have a couple of games. I'm quite one or two. Maybe my physio is watching. I don't know. But
will you miss being a manager, or would you like to stay as a manager? Or
I don't think I'll miss it. Not yet. I'm too young.
Yeah. No, still games in you.
Yeah, it's like I'll go to work. I'll be working with kids all day doing lessons, and then I've got to go home, plan a session. I don't think I'm ready for that. Like that gap yet.
It's nice to have this experience now, though.
It is. Yeah.
Filling in for a manager and doing a good job at it as well.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. It's just I'm not ready to be that person. I'm not ready to be that person.
Is it because you're still 27? You're still young. You've still got 5, 6, 7, 8 years in you, easy.
Yeah, I just feel like I just want to play. Yeah, that's just like what's in the back of everyone's mind all the time, I think. And I just want to play football still. And
if you can, why not?
Yeah, if you can, why not?
Because they will get taken away from you one day.
Yeah, exactly. And if I can, then I will. You know, my knees are still,
still
good. They're still going strong.
So obviously, while you're in charge at the moment, before whoever steps in, your focus is to win this league. We're now, when this comes out, this will be coming out February time, but we're now recording it end of January. So you've got a couple of games coming up, and you think the focus is still to win the league. Just keep doing what you're doing, and you're confident you will get as long as you just keep winning those games. There's no reason why you can't, right?
Yeah, performances have to stay high. It's fine. We have to, just keep week after week, keep the momentum going, and it is difficult with the weather being as it is. Like the game at the weekend might get cancelled. It's on grass, and that'll be 2 weeks where we haven't had a game.
Yeah.
So it's quite difficult to then go back to training and expect that high intensity again.
We found that, haven't we?
Yeah.
Just not playing in so many weeks. It's like
we've not played since the 14th of December.
Oh,
we've had games for the last 4 weeks in a row, probably this week as well.
Yeah.
And then we've got no game on the 8th of February, so we're looking at the 15th of February.
Oh
we've played 8 league games this season.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've only played that, but we've had all right cup runs, which is wild.
We've had a couple of Sundays off.
Yeah, I'd like to win a cup as well. I'd like to win a
put
cup.
It on there, clip that bit now.
Right,
and we'll keep that, and then when it comes out, you heard it first.
I'd like to be in a cup final.
That'd be good.
You'll come back for that.
Come back if the trophy.
Maxie's looking to come back as well toward the end of the season. Like fingers crossed this, and we love Maxie. And she can get back.
She's just at that point where as soon as she's ready, she'll get her time to come back, and I think she has to be ready before. Listen, do your rehab.
There's a better camera there for rehab. It's also mentally getting back in the game as well, getting back up to the pace of it as well. Because obviously, Maxie got injured last season. Was it last season?
Last season.
And now you're up a level.
Yes.
So coming, not on this Maxie trying to handle her own, but then you're coming into another level again. Getting that out your system to play again at that intensity.
Yeah, I think like for me coming back, what it's going to be is like when you go into if you need to slide tackle again, what's going to happen if I do that? Is
the what ifs?
Yeah, it is the what ifs, and until you do it, you can't really.
You don't know.
You don't know. Like you have to be the person that goes and tackles someone to be confident with it. You can't, someone just running at you and training tackling you. It's a bit daunting. Yeah. But if I feel confident enough, I'll go and tackle someone. That's kind of always how I've kind of grafted of where I'm at. Confidence wise. So
because you can't just go 50-50. You got to go full in.
You got to go in, or you don't. 100%.
So your managerial career is going to be limited to however long it takes for you to come back, basically.
Yeah, I'm going to do it for the rest of the season. See this season out
as manager.
Player
manager, then. Possibly.
If I come back for a game or two, I'll let the other coaches will make all the decisions, and it will only be me getting 15, maybe 20 minutes here and there. Because my fitness is going to be absolutely terrible.
I'll do those 5Ks.
Never again. They're no good for you.
Right, we're going to move on to the Q&As now. Should we start with your mum?
Yeah, you can start with your mum.
Let's start with Anya's mum. Okay, she had a couple of questions.
Yeah.
She did give a great. Anyone who wants to click on the her journey page, she did give a glowing reference about you as well. She said some nice things about you. It was so sweet.
That's what mums do. It's a bit embarrassing, but
But we didn't cut that out to put on here. So the questions we've got.
She did say, having come through a very high level of football, you know what it takes to play at a high level and the play that's expected of you. What advice do you give to players wanting to push to higher levels?
Well, I think, to be honest, just learn to do the simple things really well, and you will get a lot further than. The people that are really like tiki-taka can do Maradona stepovers, but if you can't pass the ball, control it and play out to someone else, then what's really the point of having those skills? I think really focus on being confident and looking comfortable in your position is like such a key thing. So as a centre back, can I literally get on the ball, scan? Can I keep the ball? Can I keep it moving? Can I play that killer pass, or can I get it into someone's feet? Like that's basically the essentials, and make sure that you're really working on those in training, even if it's not something that you're working on as a team. Just have in the back of your mind, like, this is what I need to do better. Make sure I'm doing it. Because hold yourself kind of accountable for what you need to improve.
Yeah, you're hearing that from a leader here, kids. Okay, go kid watching this. Wasn't there another question?
Oh, we got so many.
Any more from Anya's mum?
Yeah, couple more. So there can be lots of favouritism in football and selection of teams. How do you deal with the team selection?
Oh God,
I think I'm good. Next time I get her in.
Yeah,
part 2.
No, you don't want to. No, I just think if you're playing well, then you've earned your spot, and if you're training well, you've earned your spot. And when you want to win a league, it's not about giving people minutes. Essentially, I think it's about being the best you can in the game and the performance. And if you are, you've got your six goals, then you can start to change things. But to myself and as a player, I'm always like, consistency is key. I hate it when things are changed unnecessarily. And at this moment in time, I'm trying to get everyone like to play, because how is anyone going to develop if they're not playing or keep their fitness? So I definitely think like earn your spot, and that has to be football wise, and it has to be socially wise. You can't just expect to be played.
Okay.
You need to make sure that you're actually working hard, and if you're not, that's why you're not playing. So you have to, get on with the team and do your thing. Leave it all on the football pitch, and it's a balance. It's definitely a balance.
And the hardest thing with players when they're not in the team is understanding why they're not in the team, and rather than sulking, well, I'm going to take this. Right, it is what it is. When I come back, I'm going to show you why you should drop me, and I love that. Okay, when you go and sulk, it's like you're giving us a reason then to see this is why. Come and prove me wrong. I love being proved wrong.
Yeah. Just show me what you can do.
Another one from your mum. What advice would you give to your 8-year-old self starting off playing football?
Don't slide tackle.
Don't slide tackle. Get quicker so you don't have to. No. What would I tell my 8-year-old self? Just always push yourself and never put yourself into a box or let other people put you in that box. And if you feel like you want to achieve something, just go out there, work hard, and make it happen. It's like the only thing. It's like so cliche, isn't it? But it's so important.
It is that, a lot of people come on and say, I want to enjoy it, because it goes so quick,
Yeah, and like find someone that you look up to, and try and learn things from them. Like you're always learning. Like I'm still learning now, playing football, managing it, whatever. Yeah. You're still always learning different things.
Because we've had a couple of questions from players at other clubs as well, not just Farnham. I think we had one from, was it Kashipati?
Yeah.
Kashipati. So Casey, we're trying to get you on a pod, by the way, okay? We're just going to try and get you on, but she had a couple of questions in.
What have you learned the most and important thing about managing?
Keisha, you're killing me. What's the most important thing I've learned? I think communicating properly with players is so key, and actually when you're at training, making sure you have, this is what we're working on, not just doing something for the point of doing it, but actually saying,
why we're doing it.
On a Sunday, we could not open up our bodies and turn. This is why we are doing this passing drill.
Even if it's boring, you need to do it. And you've got to do it 10 times, we do it 10 times because you didn't do it right 9 times. Yeah. So if we sack it off now, when it comes to a game, we're going to get done in that game again.
Yeah. So just making sure there's an actual aim and making sure the players know what that aim is. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like coaches will do a session and they won't say why you're actually doing it. And so players are like, what are we actually working on? Yeah. Sometimes it isn't clear. So whether it's like, tiki-taka play, playing and breaking out into space, can we find that extra player? Like whatever it is, just making sure the players know what it is.
Yeah, so then we've got another one from QPR on tour, said, how are you so cool?
Yeah, who's QPR on tour? Is that someone you know?
He comes and watches he just loves women's football. He always goes and watches all the games, and come to the Middlesex rep games, QPR games, London Bees, all the London teams. He is just, and do you know what? He makes like these really cool like flags and stuff like that. And it's really cool. Yeah, he gets them all like custom made. And stuff like that. Yeah.
Really when they're coming through, we're like, there's so many questions coming through for yourself.
Yeah.
Kiwi Price said, what have you found has helped you stay motivated on the hard days for your injury?
Oh God,
they're really coming to town.
They're really good.
Dig deep.
Honestly, just speaking to people, I feel like is the key key thing. Like when you're feeling down, like if you just keep it in, you're going to keep feeling worse and worse and worse. So I like will speak to someone that's either injured or been injured, like ask them questions, or go to my physio and say, why is it feeling like this? Because sometimes, or a lot of the time, for me, it was I've got this like twinge that I can't get rid of, and that's making me feel like I'm not improving. So speaking to people, just talk.
Yeah.
It's the most important thing, and don't just put yourself in your bedroom and do nothing. Like spend time with family, spend time with friends. Like do anything that you can that just escapes you from the kind of situation. Was definitely it.
That's when you went through that, and that's why this podcast come about, because you had no one to reach out to.
Yeah, no one.
About what
no one to relate to. Nothing.
Yeah.
So Muchie always likes to ask this question.
So it's Muchie's favourite question.
This is Muchie's favourite question.
But I love
ask it every time. But what is your footballing high and footballing low?
It's my favourite question. It's always so different.
Yeah.
Footballing high has to be winning the treble at Ashford. When we was in Tier 5, we won the league, we won 2 cups, and we got to 4th round proper. FA Cup. It was unbelievable.
That's phenomenal.
We played Oxford in the 3rd round. We beat them like 3-0, and it was like so unexpected. We were absolutely crazy that season. We had an unreal team.
Who did you join the 4th round?
London City, and we went out to London City. Yeah,
Chatham Town are flying at the moment.
They are. So yeah, that has to be like kind of the best season and like the best group of girls that I think like it definitely was my high. My low, oh god, I don't know if I've really had any lows, to be honest.
It doesn't have to be like a really bad low.
It just has to be injuries in general. Like just like I feel like I've always just had an injury every season. That's like
frustrating.
Yeah, like why me?
Yeah.
What am I doing wrong? Just like getting little injuries every season. Like I broke my thumb at the start of the season. I've had a broken thumb.
How'd you do that?
I went in for a slide tackle.
You're sliding tackle.
Yeah, you just stop.
Yeah, you stopped doing that.
My thumb got caught in the astro, and it just my hand kept going, and my thumb just this wasn't great. And then it was like I think it was at the end of last season. It was like between seasons, end of last season, friendly game, whatever. Had been happening in a friendly against Wickham. And then the physio at the time like strapped it like this, and I was like, "What's going on?"
What am I supposed to
what am I supposed to do with that? And it won like funniest moment of the season. Just my hand is like crab. And then I've got this jumper that I got at the end of the season that says like "Take my good hand." It's got like a hand like this. I should have worn it. Just injury, just niggly little things. That
every season you're breaking something.
Let's just leave it in this season. And
that's
no more.
Yeah, it's all the odd seasons, odd numbers. It's 2026. It's going to be a good year.
It'll be a good year.
Yeah.
That was all the questions.
That was all the questions. Right, listen, Anya, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It's been an absolute pleasure. We learned a lot there. We wish you all the best for the season. Listen, you're flying high. We're pretty confident you're going to go up. But also, just to have you on to speak about your days have been absolutely phenomenal. We learned so much, okay?
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Listen up, guys. I know I keep saying it, but if I don't say it, I'll get into trouble. Click the subscribe button somewhere, okay? I'm not really techie, so it's going to be somewhere. There's a like button you can click as well, okay? Give it a follow. It's going to be, we'll put it there. I don't know, okay? And please get on that his journey, okay? But listen, thank you very much for tuning in. I've been Blaine Conway.
I've been Daniel Parsons.
Bosh.